Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. It has definitely been a roller coaster of a week for me. You know, I've tried to make sense out of what the things that have transpired in the last, I don't know, 48 hours or so. And I still just cannot figure out where I went wrong, what I've done. I don't. Now, this morning, I'm sure some of you guys had seen yourself that Backwoods Barbi did a video, which I was expecting. And the reason I was expecting it is because yesterday morning I was cussed out like a pile of dog-ish for the video I did in support of her. Now, what she doesn't mention is how I did try to listen, to understand where she was coming from, to, really talk with her. There's so much about that hour of listening that before I ever blocked her, because I didn't want that. I wanted to resolve it. I offered to unlist my video. I offered to take my video down. Her trying to spin this narrative as if I did it to bait her. For what? What would I bait her for? What would I get out of that? I really want to know. I had no intentions at all in any of this, except for genuinely trying to be supportive of her. There are a couple things from her video that I definitely do want to talk about. But before we get into it, I do want to say, y'all, please be respectful in the chat. I don't want to attack Backwoods Barbi. It hurts me to know that anything from my video hurt her in any way. That was not the intent. It hurts me to think that she really believes that I've done this with any kind of malice or to cause her issues, pain. I would not do that. I would not do that. And I hate it. I hate it. I wish we could have talked. Like I said, I would have took it down, no problems. I woke up yesterday morning, I got my kids on the bus, and she freaked out on me. Now, I know that she struggles with PTSD, and I also know that that is something we talked about behind the scenes. I feel for her. I do. I don't think it is okay, a lot of the things that happen with her. I said these things in my video. No, did I educate people on PTSD? No, I did not. Did I spend a lot of time talking about her mental health? No, I did not. There are many things that she feels that I could have done to make the video more supportive, to make the video more, I don't know. I don't know. But there's a lot, you guys. So I'm gonna just say hey to y'all really quick. And yes, I did. I offered to take the video down. I offered. She told me to keep it up. She, and the thing is I know everybody's perspectives are different. So I don't even want to disrespect her perspective here. I just feel like I don't understand it. I don't understand how she would think that I was doing anything to hurt her in any way. And I've re-listened and I've re-listened and I've re-listened, and I just don't get it. But because this is difficult, we are going to bring her video up in a second because I want to make sure that I have this in a proper way, and that I'm like, pointing out the things as she says them, if that makes sense. And this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. This is it. This is the last video. I may take that, knowing how bad it affected her. I don't know. That's something I'm going back and forth on, because I personally don't think that I did anything. I don't understand how she could feel the way she does, but she feels the way she does. And it's, I guess, not for me to understand. So I'm not trying to hurt her in any way. I was trying to be supportive of her while also being honest. And what is wrong with being honest? I don't get it. I was honest. I was honest. Oh my gosh. So for a little bit of a backstory, because I know there's going to be some people coming in like, what? They may not have seen it. Thank you for the super chat, Selfie Queen. I really appreciate it. I think I seen another one right when I first came on too. Let me go back up because it's not showing for me. But I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just ranting. It's been a rough week. Not even just this stuff. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I greatly appreciate you all of you. And hello to everybody. Hey, Curls. Hey, Betty. Hey, Bliss Chris. Miss Selfie Queen. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I really do appreciate it. So, okay. For a little bit of a backstory here, okay? A couple of weeks ago, a situation happened to where I guess Backwoods Barbi had gotten a notification stating that I had mentioned her somewhere. And she reached out to me to see if I had mentioned her because she got the notification. But when she went to go click on it, it would not show her, it wouldn't show her anything. Okay. And so she reached out to say basically like, hey, did you mention me? If so, what did it say? I can't see it. And I did not mention her anywhere. I have not talked about Backwoods Barbi. I have not nothing in well over a year. Now, after that, very quickly after that, after we had a brief conversation about the notification, she went into how she felt alone, and she went into how she knows people perceive her to be a certain way, but there's she don't deserve this stuff that she goes through. And we started talking about it. It was a very genuine. And I will say she was very kind to me to begin with. And we're going to get into all of it, because if she wants to talk about it, we can talk about it, and this is the last time I'm going to. I don't care if she rants and raves. I don't care what she says after this, y'all. This is it. This is all. So we quickly started having a conversation about the things that she had been going through. I was aware of them, as I stated in my video, and the reason I brought it up in my video was for a backstory. It was to give context on the situation. Not everyone knows who she is. Not everybody knows the situation. So I was given a backstory. It wasn't to offend her. It wasn't to negatively affect her. It is part of the backstory. My judgments, everything is part of it. It's part of it. And if I, as a personal person, decide to speak out on something and say, hey, I don't think this is okay, I think it is very important to give context on, hey, this is how I felt. This is why I felt this way. And this is how I feel after speaking to this person and knowing more about the situation. That's it. That is all. That's it. And that is all. But we started talking. She was very kind. She let me in and seen a lot of stuff that she was getting. And y'all, if I didn't alliterate it enough in that video, which I thought I did, but if I didn't, it's really bad. She does get some really nasty stuff. I stand on everything I said in that live stream. It's awful, some of the things that are said to her. And I completely understand how it would be difficult to hear and see all of that all the time, which again, I say all of this in that video. Now, yeah, she did, Curls. Now, after talking for a couple of days, and she had sent quite a few screenshots of emails and different things that she got, I really could understand where she was coming from when it comes to the harassment, the hate, the pure hatred that people send her, all of it. And my heart just broke for her. My heart just broke for her and what she's been going through. Now, granted, we also talked about the criticism. We talked about everything I talked about. She acts like she was just shocked by it, but we talked about it. That's what is so crazy about this is everything I mentioned in my video or in my live stream, I did say those things to her, about how I didn't think it was Katie Joy specifically. I think that it was people associated with Katie Joy. I thought people was baiting her. I do feel like people bait her. I'm not one of them. Promise you that. There's nothing I gained from it. Not one thing. But nonetheless, if that's how she feels, I guess that's how she feels. I can only speak for myself. If someone's going to say that I'm doing something I'm not, you know what I mean? So yeah. I told her all of those things. I also told her like how I do believe that people perceive her to be loud. People perceive her to be aggressive, that I was afraid everything I said in my live stream, I said to her why I didn't reach out, how I was weary of reaching out, how I thought she was be closed off by it. So for her to act like she's confused or shocked that I mentioned these things publicly when I did say these things to her, that's where the disconnect is for me, because talking to her behind the scenes, she understood. She understood where I was coming from for the most part. We had great conversation. We did, and she was so kind, y'all. She was so kind. She was like, oh, when you drop your Jessica Kent video, I'm going to promote it and all these things. And you know what I said? I said, please don't do that. I don't want that. I don't want you to do that. You know, thank you so much for offering. She was so supportive, you guys, but I had this bad feeling. I had a bad feeling about it, and I should have went with my gut about the situation, that somehow it was going to be turned around, that I was trying to use her for something. And I don't understand that, because I did. I said, no, I don't want you to do that. Please don't do that. And she did anyways, and that's okay. And I appreciated it. You know, I appreciated all of it. But I did my video, and I had a lot of things going on in my personal life, been going through a lot of different things. And I was going to put it up. And the reason that I didn't is because she says that I told her that I had posted it to my members tab. I did not say that. I said I was going to. I said I was going to put it to my members first. My members know. They know that that was the plan, that I was going to put it over there. They were going to have early access, be able to watch it first. And after an hour or so, I was going to post it to the public. I made a post about it. That was the initial plan. But I did not feel like I gave enough of a backstory. I did not feel like it was very much what she probably wanted, you know, and I didn't feel right about it. It didn't feel right to put that out, because I didn't feel like I was being honest. I didn't feel like I was being honest about the situation on my end. And it's my channel. It's my channel. If I'm going to speak out on something, I'm going to be honest about my feelings, my opinions, my thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, that's the point. I wanted to be able to say, like, this is how I felt. This is what I've seen. This is how I know who she is. This is how I even know anything about her. And this is how I felt. But after speaking to her and after seeing how bad it is, these are my updated thoughts and opinions. I felt like it was very important for me to do that, to be able to lay it out. You know what I'm saying? And so I just really hate that it's been turned into this thing as if I was trying to hurt her or have malicious intention or anything. Now, another thing that's very confusing to me about it is during the video or during the live stream, she was there and there was more than one or two people being supportive. You can go back and look. Okay. You can go back and look. People were very supportive. People were very supportive. There, I think maybe one or two people, I don't think nobody was really saying anything that was negative or I'm sorry, that's not my experience, nothing like that. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to it, but I don't think so. Hey, Amanda, thank you for being here. Hey, Ruben's watching. So she was there and she was thanking me. She was conversating with people in the chat. You know what I mean? Like, it was very good. Later that evening, I guess when people started to comment and leave their experiences with Backwoods Barbi, that's when it started to change. And she started voice messaging me and was very upset that these people were saying these things about her. And I understood, you know, I think she and I are different in the way of what we accept and what we don't on our channels. That's okay. We all do things differently. I let people say how they feel, as long as it's in the realm of not horrible, like, you know what I mean, wishing anything bad on anybody, things like that, unjust, those things. And again, that's just, we all do things differently. I believe that YouTube is a platform where, especially if you're a commentary channel, the point is for people to share their opinions in the comments section. That's how I feel. That's how I've always felt. I've said it 1,000 times. People say things to me all the time. They disagree with me in my own platform, and I don't delete it. I don't take it down. That's just me. Okay. So I believe that those messages is where it started to turn. Up until that point, the video had been up and everything was fine to my knowledge. But then when people started saying things, I think there was a couple of messages. I think it, like she said, I don't think I know from watching her that it triggered her. And I understood. And I was very understanding. And I sent her some voice messages that night explaining that I understood and that I was sorry. That, just being understanding, trying to talk to her, and it was fine. Then I go to bed and I wake up and it is just World War III, you guys. I've turned into the worst person. She thought I was nice, told her husband how nice I was. And now she thinks I'm this monster. And I tried to talk to her. I was like, hold on, but what does these people's comments have to do with me? And she started breaking it down for me. Okay. And explaining to me what I'd done wrong in my videos. And we're gonna react to our video, but I just think that this is important because, again, I'm not gonna talk about this anymore. I don't care what happens. I'm not. But she started messaging me and telling me her feelings about it and what she thought I done wrong in the video. Now, just to give you guys an idea, and I was getting voice messages too of her very upset, and saying some pretty, just being very upset. I asked her if she wanted me to unlist the video. I said, I can do that. That's no problem. And she said, nah, leave the lies so I can point the shit out. And I'm going to ask people how many would respond to assholes and see what they say. I think anybody would respond to an asshole, right? But then I'm angry when I respond in defensive. If somebody got balls to talk shit, then they got balls to listen to somebody's response. At this point, I'm going to make merch that says, yeah, PTSD is real, so watch your mouth. And I said, I'll delete them, all that are negative, but I didn't do anything to warrant being so angry with me, ? Did you not hear anything I said in support of you? The messed up crap you do go through, I did talk about it and say it was messed up on an extreme level. I don't know, but you just got so upset with me when I really have listened to you and understand and agree. I don't know what I've done wrong, and that's what I'm trying to understand. She said it's a known fact people with PTSD are constantly in fight and flight mode and constantly on defense. Sound familiar? That is what's warranted. How I am. Instead of saying I'm a polarizing character and loud, people need to acknowledge she has PTSD because she's been through some serious ish. So yeah, she's wired different than most on this platform. Now, listen. I understand that. I understand that she has PTSD. I understand that she has issues with mental health. So do I. So do I. So do so many people on this platform. And I was very, very empathetic of the things like, y'all, she really has been through some stuff. But the thing is she's not. I just don't know, you guys. It's like she sees her and what she's going through, but she doesn't see that maybe other people are going through things as well. And I very much wanted to have the conversation as like what creators as a whole go through, what we all go through, and how it's not fair. We even talked about that, about how it could be talked about more, all these different things. I was very empathetic of, and I mean, horrific things that she's been through. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I don't know. I just feel like it didn't matter that maybe what this whole situation didn't matter what it may be doing to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sitting there and cussing me out and treat me like a dog and acting like I'm a horrible person and switching up on me like that. I should have seen it coming. And I know I got so many comments saying that. But you know what? I really did want to hear her out. I really do feel for her. I still do. Um, that's not a lie. That's not a lie. But it's not okay to treat people like crap. Period. It's not okay to treat people like crap. I did nothing to warrant it. She may have a different perspective, but I have looked up and down to what I done wrong, and I didn't do anything to warrant this. And I know that. And I will not be gaslit by nobody to feel like I did when I know I didn't. She wonders why people don't speak out, but this right here is why. Because when people speak out in support of or speak out against the things that they do see, if it's not to her standard, she gets upset, and all of a sudden you're a monster in her eyes, and then that's it. And then you get yelled at and fussed at and cussed at and gaslit and treated like crud. And while I can be empathetic of what she goes through, I do not think it's fair nor right that I should have to sit there and, put myself in that just to be understanding. I can understand what you're going through and still expect a little bit of respect. I didn't talk to her like that. We could have had an adult conversation. We're both grown. We are both grown. But no. Again, I should have known better because, like I said, we talked maybe tops 2 weeks. And again, there was many wonderful conversations. I do feel like I got a better idea of who she is. And I don't think she's a bad person at all. I don't think Backwoods Barbi is a bad person. I just think that she struggles with a lot of stuff. And I think she's been through a lot that has very much affected the way she views the world today, the people, the internet, everything. Okay. And I'm not here to take away from any of that. I don't want to take away from any of that. I understand it and I feel for her. But criticism, I get criticized all the time. How can I sit there and say, oh, don't criticize her? Like, people are going, it's the internet, and I don't know. Anyways, the first week we talked, that's what I was trying to say. Sorry, guys. The first week we talked, I think she was wanting me to like put out a video, do something right then. I don't know that for a fact, but I think because when I hadn't spoke up and I hadn't said anything, I wanted to do a little bit more research because, again, I do think it's serious claims to put that someone's hacking you and doing all of these things when I have not seen proof of hacking. That I can say I have not seen proof of hacking. Harassment, yes. Angry trolls, hateful, mean people, yes. But not hacking. And I can't sit there and say someone is hacking her. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. However, that first week when I didn't post anything yet, she kind of switched up on me then. And I should have took that as a red flag. I should have just said, okay, like just backed away. She said, I guess a mommy vlogger or somebody had committed suicide, and she mentioned something about how she felt very alone. I had been listening to her, I'd been talking to her, I'd been hearing her out, but because I hadn't said anything publicly or anyone saying anything publicly, she essentially was like, what if I K'd myself? Would anyone care then? Would you speak out then? Would anyone speak out then? And that got me. I will say that got me, okay? Because I don't wish that on nobody. And if she really feels like that, I'm very sorry. And if my video added to that, I'm so sorry. That I was not trying to do anything like that. But I should have seen it then and seen like, okay, I don't know. I just feel like that was the first switch up where it was like, she was perfectly fine with me. Everything was good. And then boom, because I hadn't said anything, because I was going through my own ish in life and have my own, you guys know, if you follow me, like I've been going through my own stuff. And I ain't the creator that comes here and talks about all my personal business. I don't. I actually feel bad when I do, when I'm constantly coming to my platform to complain about what I'm going through in my personal life. That's not something I want to do. Okay. I very much like to come here and entertain. I don't like this. I hate all of this. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and get into our video, you guys. I'm just ranting. I just, thinking back at all of this and processing it all, I just can't. There's so much I can't believe. I said, I never said you was angry. I said that you get harassed every day, which would make anyone angry, because she was trying to twist my words around and say that I said this and I said that and I did all these things. Okay. She said, you know your audience clearly, and you said you talk to your members only. I made a post on my members only and said, I'm going to post this video, and then I didn't. And all my members that are in here can tell you I never posted anything. Nobody's seen anything. I went live instead, okay? And I just explained why. I explained in the video, in the live stream, why. She said, I didn't see any supportive comments at all. All I see is a lot of lies. I said, I did say that. I even said I would have done this. I would have been the same way if I got it like you do. She said, people lying, saying I snapped over nothing when I snapped over something, obviously. People saying I blocked them when I'm seeing their comments, so they ain't blocked. Majority of the comments are pure lies. That's a problem. She said that I fueled a negative narrative against her. She said not to delete the comments. She said she don't delete comments. Oh, there's so much. She said, now I got MFers running with this. I'm defensive and angry. Thanks a lot. Shaking my head, but nobody thinks WTF I'm responding to is bad. The fuck, the amount of lies. Now I'm effing mad. Ain't none of you see me mad, so now we're going to get some shit straight. And the voice, it just goes on and on and on, you guys. And like I said, I didn't just block her. I didn't just this. I didn't just that. I did try to talk to her. I did. I tried. She tried to say I should have educated people more on PTSD. I should have done all these things. I shouldn't have said, I guess, what my thoughts were prior and why I felt the way I felt. But to me, as a creator, that is important. If you're going to talk about anything, it's very important to give context. I don't know. I guess I was supposed to just come on here and say, hey, for those of you who know who she is, this ain't wrong, right? Y'all need to leave her alone. Y'all need to stop. She doesn't deserve this. I said a lot of that. I said a lot of things while also being fair and honest. And if that's a problem, if that makes me a monster, that makes me a baiter, a clout chaser. When I told her not to even mention my name, I told her, don't worry, please, I don't want you to feel like you have to share my stuff. I don't want you to feel like you need to support me. It wasn't about any of that on my end. I was nothing but kind to her. I did listen to her. I did. Okay. But we're 30 minutes in and I'm just rambling. So I'm going to shut up. We're going to go ahead and get into this because, like I said, I'm still trying to process exactly where I went wrong with this whole situation. And I don't think I'll figure it out. I don't think it's meant for me to figure out. In fact, if you guys want me to be honest, I go back and forth that the reason why this was done is for the public drama, for the back and forth. If that's what was wanted here, if this was all a plan, I don't know, you guys. It's just I can't help but to question it. I'm gonna mute. Let's go ahead and get into this, and I will pause it as I see fit to say what I need to say. Okay.
I've had an issue with other creators. Instead of talking to me, they choose to talk at me. They choose to talk about me. Few, if any, have reached out to talk to me. Now, I had a notification a few weeks ago that a fellow creator mentioned me, but when I clicked on the notification, it wouldn't show anything. So I reached out to her and sent her a screenshot. She responded, haven't mentioned you in months or a long time, so I don't know why it would say that. That's weird. Blah, blah, blah. We started having conversation, and I thought she was a nice girl. Very kind and seemed very soft-spoken and complimentary. And I told her, I was like, I love that. I love that about you and your delivery and your content. Your delivery, you're so nice and soft-spoken. I mean, I was very nice to her. So look, I opened up about the trolling and the bullying because I saw her as a fellow creator who was actually talking to me, not at me. I felt like, wow, this one person who also creates content seems like they agree that trolling is too much. Because at this point, the trolling is every single day, all day. Can't even post my child without her being bullied. Can't post anything without at least 10 people referencing only one other creator. People commenting lies and defaming things about me. And look, that really affected me. This ain't just people disagreeing. This is people calling me stupid, telling me to go away. I don't need to be here. If I don't know how to act, yeah, that I need to go away. If I can't handle this, I need to maybe take a break. Okay, that's the type of trolling and bullying I'm referring to. I don't care if you disagree. Opinions are opinions. I always say they're like booty holes. But what I'm not going to do is tolerate and keep the toxicity on my channel where I have the power of what is seen and what's not. You get what I'm saying? Other people don't need to say, you need to go away. What if those people are feeling like me or even worse? How dare you?
And again, y'all, I say all of this in my video. I agree with a lot of what she's saying here. The thing that she and I disagree with is, I guess, maybe some of the things. Oh, hold on. Let me pause this. I thought I paused it. My bad, guys. I think the disconnect here that she and I disagree on is what is trolling and what is criticism. I don't know. That's all I can think of. I think maybe some of the criticism that she gets, she may see it as trolling, and I see it differently. Some of it, but I agree with exactly what she just said. I do agree with that. Her sitting here saying she seemed to be kind. She seemed to be against trolling. She seemed to be. I am, and I said that in my video. I don't know how much clearer I could have said it. I don't know. To be honest with you, I feel like no matter how I would have done it, anybody in the comments, if anybody would have said anything, it wouldn't have mattered. If I came on here and said she was the best thing ever, and like I said, just like nothing but just positive, 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 and didn't do anything else, it wouldn't matter, because one person saying, well, I have a different experience, would have changed it. That's how I feel. It would have triggered something in her, something negative in her. And that's out of my control. I can't control what triggers her. I can't control what people say. You know what I'm saying? How people feel. it just doesn't work that way. And again, we run our channels very different, it appears, as well. So it is what it is. But I just hate that she got so upset because many of the things, everything, essentially everything I said in that live stream, we had discussed. Now, I did see something before I continue here. I want to go back up because I think, hold on, Muzz said something, and I don't know if it was directed towards me. Hold on. There's a couple. Okay. Let me go back up. Why would you talk to her? Is this directed towards me, Muzz? Why would you talk to her? Have you been chatty before or just from this video? Okay, so I think if this is directed towards me, she came into my DMs a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago to see if I had mentioned her because she got a notification saying that I did, but when she clicked on it, it didn't show anything. From there, when I answered her, she went into a pretty descriptive thing about what she's been going through, how she knows people feel this way and that way about her. And we started conversating from there. We have not ever chatted before behind the scenes. We've never communicated. When she had Twitter, there would be, I would share a tweet of her. This was like almost 3 years ago, little things like that. I have discussed her in previous videos. Like I say in my live stream, I made a video in support of her when Amy Duggar and Katie Joy went after her publicly and tried to make her look like a fool. I did speak out then. I also spoke out when she said things about LB and that whole situation. I gave my opinions on it because that is what I do. So yeah, when there was things like that, I have definitely spoke in support of her. I've also spoke as an unbiased, looking at the situation as an outsider. So I have her saying that no one has ever showed her support. That's not true. I have. Now, when I seen that I could, you know what I'm saying? Like I have. So yes, I wanted to answer that. Now I've seen another one. Hold on. Sorry, guys. And I will turn to the chat after we look at this as well. If anyone has any questions, I will answer them because this is the one and only time I'm going to mention it, period. Do you think it's possible this is one big troll of hers for attention? I have no idea. Just curious from people who watch her regularly. I don't know. See, with the way that this went down, I question what the intent was. I thought the intent was genuine. I thought it was a genuine, conversation that she came in with no intent, no bad intent, no hidden agenda. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. But now I don't know because of how quick all of this kind of transpired into something else. I don't know. So I hate it. I do. I really enjoy YouTube, but the creators going after each other all the time is exhausting. I know, Allison. I know it is. It can be a very toxic thing. And it's definitely not fun. It's definitely not fun. YouTube can be a very entertaining place, but things like this make it not fun for sure. I agree. Okay, let me go ahead and skip this ad. Hold on, y'all. Okay, let me go ahead and mute. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I just want to watch this portion here where she talks about me specifically and correct a few things as we go from there.
Are coming at you nonstop when they post lies or when they post things like I just said. When channels with 500,000 subscribers spread lies, nasty rumors. When I posted one picture of my daughter and she immediately got bullied, people saying nasty and hateful things about my child, and none of it should ever be said about anybody, let alone a child, then I think that's a reason for somebody to feel some type of way, PTSD or not. I think a lot of you are out here listening, and you probably don't have PTSD. Okay, kudos to you first off. Kudos to you. I see y'all. But look, you don't want anybody bullying your child when you post a picture of them, do you? What if you posted a picture of your, well, she was then 10. What if you posted a picture of your 10-year-old and just immediately got nothing but people telling you hateful things about her? You need to put her on a diet. Yeah. Yeah. Multiple comments.
That's awful. It's awful. And that's what I'm saying. That is awful. Um, I don't agree with that. I do think it is wrong. That's why I'm very weary of posting my own, because I know how it is. The internet can be very toxic. People on here, I talk about all of this, but I don't agree. She's not wrong. It happens to so many of us. Now, people making videos, however, now if they're putting lies out there, that's one thing, if they're just defaming her. But making videos with their opinions and saying, like, I think she could have done this or handled this way, or this, she said this, I don't agree, those types of videos I don't see an issue with. Me personally, I mean, we can't really see an issue with those, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's a public platform. So that is one thing. But the rest, I agree. I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay in the slightest. But I do know that it is just a part of the internet. It just is. Like, that's one of those things. It's unfair. It's not right. There's pretty much on the internet all goes, and it isn't. There's a lot of people who are done unfairly, unjustly, that have horrible shit said about them, said about their content. Backwoods Barbi is not the only one. She is not. It happens to all of us on different scales. But I felt for her. I felt for her because I could see how deeply it affected her. And from what I seen, there was some horrific things said to her, So it does suck, but what can be done? That's the thing. Other than to speak out and say, hey, I think it's wrong. I think that, people going that far is unacceptable. And I did that. I said that. So again, I don't know where the disconnect is here. And even from this video, I still don't have a clear understanding of where the disconnect came from. I'm just assuming it's because of the comments. And that's all I kind of took from this, is that the comments triggered her. And I understand that. But it didn't have to be this. It did not have to go this way. That's for sure. Just saying. But it does. It happens to so many of us creators. And like Bliss Chris said, you don't even got to be a creator. She's not even a creator, and it happens to her. Some of the most horrible shit gets said and gets weaponized against people. And it sucks. And it is not cool. It's not at all. But also, it is very much out of our control. You can report, you can block someone, you can remove if you're a creator, you can do those things. I know you can also, if it's really bad and it's something that it's awful, like you can tweet, YouTube on Twitter. There are different things you can do in that way. But if YouTube does nothing about it, it's out of your control. It's just a part of it, unfortunately. And I'm not saying it's okay, but it just is. It's one of those things you learn to deal with. One of those things you learn to either just remove it or, and we all deal with it on so many different scales. That's the truth. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to, let me see here. Let's speed this up. I'm going to do 1.25. Hopefully that's not too bad. And let's go.
$10 years old. I took those down. How dare you? How dare you? Now, after sending the creator some screenshots of current emails I was getting, she even agreed it looked like somebody's trying to bait me. Basically, people know I will not only stand up for others being mistreated, I was raised to stand up for myself. I was raised to not let people walk all over me. For whatever reason, they have always labeled me angry for that. They being the other creators and the hundreds of other fake accounts they use to harass me in my comments, emails, and messages every single day. I don't like that label. Would you? If you responded to the bullies and then your response immediately labels you as angry, does that make sense? Does it? This creator said she was making a video and wanted to put the message out that bullying and trolling is never okay and it hurts people. Words hurt. She even asked me, which I thought was very nice, if there was anything I wanted to make sure she said. I said yes. People mistake my passion as anger, and I don't like that. People take me responding to trolls and say, well, she was nasty when she responded to me. Well, yeah, if you call somebody stupid or tell them to take a break or go away or even ask them why they're here, I'm sure you're going to get a response.
Okay, so again, oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, so again, she's not wrong. I did say, is there anything that's important to you that you think that should be discussed? I did ask her that. And also, I did mention this in my video. I said, I think a lot of times, you guys, if you haven't seen it, you can go watch it for yourself. But I said, I think a lot of times her passion for different things can come off as anger, can come off aggressive. I did say that. So I don't know. Again, I don't know where the disconnect is there. I did talk about that. We went into it. As for the baiting, I said that in my video. I said, I believe a lot of these people are people who have heard her talk about Katie Joy, have heard her, go on and on about these different topics that heat her up and get her to that level. And I do think that they try to bait her because they know she will respond. They know she will react. They want that reaction out of her. Trolls like that. Trolls like the reaction. Trolls like that you respond and go back and forth with them. Trolls and just negative people who are here for that, which there is a community of people who that's all they do. That's what they do. They try to trigger creators. They try to have creators say things out the side of their neck. They do try to kind of pick bit by bit at someone until they explode. There's a whole group of people like that. And we have a big conversation because that's a way bigger conversation than just Backwoods Barbi. It is. It's not just about her. She is affected by it, but she isn't the only one. So there was a bigger conversation to have there. But I did say that. So again, she's talking about this conversation we had, but I said all of this stuff. So I don't know. Many of us as creators have people who bait it. Absolutely. Who try to bait us. I've had it happen. I mean, I literally just went, and it's a lesson learned because I think as a creator, and I don't know about you, Selfie Queen, you can let me know, but I know I have to be more careful because I don't see myself as anything more special than anyone in my comment section. However, not everyone has good intentions. And if you have eyes on you or you're a creator and whatever, people will reach out with bad intentions. They will try to bait you to do different things. And I have been guilty of falling into that myself. I'm a flawed human. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. We all do. But it's a learning lesson. I've been baited plenty of times and I fell right into it. And that's something that I've really got to work on. So I'm not faulting Backwoods Barbi for it. I just think that she does give the trolls the reaction they're looking for, hence why it continues and why I believe it gets worse and worse. Is it fair? Am I saying it's warranted? Is it okay? No, I'm not saying any of those things. I'm just giving an explanation from my opinion, my perspective on my channel on as to why I think it's a thing, why I think people do it so much to her. And that is why I think they do. because they know they are going to garner the reaction they're looking for. That's it. That's all I said. Didn't say it was okay. Didn't say I supported it or thought it was nothing. So again, just wanted to say that.
I have been really anticipating this video the girl was doing because I finally felt heard, I'm thinking, well, finally somebody listened to me and talked to me. I told Donnie, my daughter, my mama, I was happy because if anything, I felt like she could be like, hey, I've been talking to her and y'all, she ain't that mean. Good Lord. Because we've spoken a lot. She's actually nice and down to earth. I mean, I like to think I'm those things.
Gotta love the ads. But yeah, no. Like I said, whenever it wasn't, she was very kind. Very kind. Conversation was good. We've not talked long, you guys. Like, it's been less than 2 weeks, I believe. It's not been a long period of time. But we did have good conversation, and she was very kind. She was very kind. Again, I do not think that Backwoods Barbi is a bad person in any way. In any way. If I didn't clarify that in my video the other day, I'm clarifying it now. I don't think that. I just think that she definitely goes through things, and she perceives things to be something that they are not, which, okay, but there's no talking to her. There's no, it's once she thinks something is an attack, that's it. That's it. I in no way attacked her. I in no way baited her. I know I didn't. Again, I'm not going to be gaslit into thinking that I did. But in her mind, because I allowed comments of people sharing their own experiences with her, or because I didn't wake up first thing that morning, hop on my YouTube and see the comments and say, oh, nope, got to take them down, I'm now the bad guy. And that is what this is. That's what this is. But you don't think that it hurt me when she's sitting there saying, I told my husband and my daughter and my mama that you are a good person. What did I do so bad? Why am I now all of a sudden a bad person? And why is that the narrative you want to put out like that? Like, why would you want to say that to me? You were fine. Like, I just don't get it. I won't get it. There is no getting it. I'm not even going to try to get it. But it's just wild to me. It's wild to me. It's wild. I don't get it. I don't get it. Sorry, y'all. My goodness. I wish I thought about. Sorry, y'all. I didn't know I muted it. My bad. Hold on.
Their words, I get confused. And with her being so nice, I thought I was really confused. So I said, okay, well, I'm about to watch her latest uploads. Now, well, all of a sudden, bam, she uploaded a live about me being bullied. And y'all, hurt wasn't the word. I was confused even more, felt blindsided. I don't even know. While I was listening to the first few minutes, I popped in the live chat and told her thank you. And I thanked the two people being very kind to me in the comments. And all of a sudden, this is what I hear.
But started to be very vocal about the fact that she felt like Katie Joy was behind a lot of the harassment and a lot of the things that she was going through. Now, at this point, me and Backwoods Barbi had never personally spoke, anything like that. I just knew who she was. She knew who I was, things of that nature. So when she started talking about all of that, I personally did not cover it because I did not feel like there was enough proof for me to safely say that Katie Joy was doing these things. And for a long time, not that I think Backwoods Barbie's opinion and feelings on the situations were valid, but I just felt like that was really serious claims to put on someone when I didn't see the proof behind it in order to kind of back it up.
Okay, so here, this is what I heard. That I was putting serious accusations out that Katie Joy was harassing, stalking, and hacking me when I didn't have enough evidence or proof out that she's saying. Well, she's not a judge, lawyer, nor jury. But if you want to know, I actually posted the countless videos of Katie Joy being the only person on the internet posting videos publicly, her and her husband bullying me, making fun of me, mocking the way I speak. And then her and another public figure, Amy Duggar, posted a video mocking me and making fun of me. Then I posted the countless tweets that Katie Joy posted that was lying on me. Then I posted the interaction that me and Katie Joy had, the original interaction. I also posted the countless other people who have claimed Katie Joy has tried to hack them or has hacked them. I posted my accounts have been hacked, and Katie Joy was the only person publicly saying all these things about me, publicly defaming me, publicly lying and slandering me.
Okay, so, all right, so here's the thing about it. Even knowing that, again, I have spoke about the Amy Duggar situation. I did a whole video with my own opinions in support of Backwoods Barbi. I know that Backwoods Barbi talks about these things. You know what I mean? I know she does. I have seen it. I said in that video that Katie Joy has said things to her. Katie Joy has been mean, has said, I said all of those things about how there was a time where Katie Joy did things I disagreed with against Backwoods Barbi. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, the thing is, though, is even with all the context, I cannot sit here and tell you guys that I think Katie Joy, specifically, Katie Joy is hacking Backwoods Barbi, her accounts. I can't say that. Can I say that Katie Joy has been hateful to Backwoods Barbi? Can I say that she has said nasty things to Backwoods Barbi, mocked Backwoods Barbi, said things that I don't think is right, made fun of her? Yes. Can I say that I believe Katie Joy's people and maybe people that don't like Katie Joy try to bait Backwoods Barbi, try to do all these different things to get a reaction out of her, to make her maybe think these things? Do I think that they may play into it because they know Backwoods Barbi does think that? Yes. Yes. Her feelings are valid when it comes to her opinions on Backwoods Barbi and how she feels. But what I cannot say is that Katie Joy hacked her accounts. I can't say that. I'm not going to say that. If that's her opinion, okay. But I have not seen proof of that. And her doing this whole endless list of things, I still cannot, I have no proof of to be able to say that. And that is what I was talking about when I said serious claims. I'm sit up here and say that Katie Joy is hacking her like that. I can't. That's what I was talking about. When I was talking about, I can't say that she's done these things. The hacking part of it, that's very defamatory against Katie Joy. And I can't say that beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I would never come to my platform and accuse anyone of doing something that I have 110% proof of. That's just me. However, I still said that I don't think it's okay the things that she goes through, which was the whole purpose of the video. I don't know what she wanted the video to be. I know she says she anticipated it. Maybe she built it up to be something else or thought that it was going to be something else. But I was very supportive of her, and I know I was. So, I don't know, y'all. Hold on. Backwoods Barbi is making defamatory statements on people without proof and is saying others are doing it to her. Being a nasty person is one thing, but hacking accusations needs proof. I agree. That's perfectly said. That is perfectly said. Now, it's her platform. She can do whatever she wants. that's over there. You know, she can do that. I'm not going to do that because I know you're not supposed to do that, you know? Um, I don't know, y'all.
I posted all that. But as you see, she didn't acknowledge none of that. She said, I didn't see enough proof or evidence. Those are very serious claims.
To help prevent wet, spotty, or cloudy dishes, use Finish.
I think if I let a judge and jury see all that, they would be like, well, we connected the dots right too without a crystal ball, girl. I mean, if she's the only one publicly defaming me, publicly stating her disdain for me,
then do that. Then do that. I hope you can do that. You know, once you I hope one day you can. And I hope a judge and jury can tell you that. And when that day comes, I promise I'll come on here and I'll say, y'all, I was wrong. But until then, until a judge and jury does, I'm not going to come onto my public platform and say or accuse anybody of hacking anything because I have not seen proof of that. But, you know, if that is how you feel, like I said, when that day comes, I will very much. I have no problems in the world coming on here and saying, well, you guys, she was right. She's right. Can you believe it? Katie Joy did that to her. How messed up. I don't even know. I don't even know what is expected of me. Honestly, I don't.
publicly mocking me, her and her middle-aged husband on the internet publicly. But let's just, ignore all of that I posted and that I showed proof of. Let's just forget it existed. Again, I'm in the wrong.
That along with, there was so much. Y'all, did she watch my video? I'm really starting to wonder if she even watched my video. I did talk about that, girl. I did talk about that. I talked about the things that I knew about. I talked about the Amy Duggar thing. I talked about how I felt about it. I did do that. So this is just insane to me. She's saying I ignored it. I didn't ignore that. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to go ahead and there's just a couple more seconds of this probably because I just, much about it that I wanted to kind of reach out to Backwoods Barbi and ask her questions about to have a better understanding of the situation, but didn't because Backwoods Barbi can come off a bit loud, a bit aggressive. And I think that a lot of people are afraid to reach out because they think that she will not be open-minded to hearing what people may have to say or, just close off the situation in general, maybe go into defense mode, different things like that.
So I was like, I looked at the comments. Some random channel was saying, yeah, I don't like her because she snapped on me in the comments. I said, well, you probably called me stupid, so I'm going to respond. Then I said, look, I'm going to stop reading the comments. After I heard the whole narrative, I clicked off the video. It made me shake. Now, look, if you have PTSD.
All right, y'all, that's the rest of it. Y'all can go watch the rest of it if you would like to. That wasn't the whole narrative, girl. That was not the whole narrative. I don't know if you just admitted, you just clicked off. There was much more said in there. There was no negative narrative at all. It was a backstory. It was context. It was how I felt. It was me being honest, but I was also fair and I was very supportive. I know that. I'm sorry if you feel differently. I tried to talk to you like an adult and I did. I listened to you. yes, you were kind. As long as, that's the thing about it, is the switch up was unwarranted. I got being upset over critical comments. I get upset over critical comments. We all do. We're human. But the way you reacted towards me and the things that you did say to me and how it just proves and solidifies what I said in the beginning of how that's why I didn't reach out to begin with. That's why I hadn't spoke out before. That is why, because of that. Now I thought, okay, now that I even invited her to come on herself and share her own testimony and share what she'd been through. She didn't want to. She said something along the lines of, every time she shares, she gets hate and she gets all this stuff. But I invited her to. I invited to ask her questions with her on here. You know what I mean? And she did not want to do that. She wanted me to speak from my own perspective, and I did. And I did. And I am very sorry that she was disappointed in it. I'm very sorry that she feels as if she was done wrong and jaded and all these things. But all this reaction has proved to me is that people are right. And I hate that. I really do hate that, because it did not have to be this way whatsoever. It did not have to be. None of this had to be this way. Like I said, I'm not going to give any more attention to this. I have nothing else to say. I know what I did and I know what I didn't do, and that's really what it boils down to at the end of the day. I know my intentions were good. There were no malicious intent in there. There was no nothing. There was no nothing. She reached out to me. We started to conversate, and I did feel for her. And I do hope that she can get down to the bottom of it. If she truly believes that someone is hacking her accounts, I hope that she can one day take it to court. And like she said, I hope a judge and jury tells her, whoever's behind it, all these things. I truly do. I truly, truly do. Okay. But until that day, I don't know. I guess that's what she was expecting me to do, was to come up here and say, I just can't. I can't. But I appreciate you guys so much. Does anyone have any questions for me? Because I do want to ask, is there any questions that anyone has for me before I go? I'm sorry I haven't really kept up with the comments. But I do appreciate you guys being here. Carolyn, thank you for the super chat. Can we address Chug-a-Lug directed towards someone struggling with addiction? I get it's a song, but why is it okay for her to bully and mock KJ's? Listen, see, and that's the thing. Things like that is, in my opinion, constructive criticism. Now, I know she's going to be like, well, I could say what I want, or I don't know. I don't know how she's going to be like. Maybe she'll address that. I'm sure she will see this. I'm sure she'll have something to say. I'm sure she will. So maybe, but that's what I mean, is there's very much a big difference in constructive criticism and trolling and bullying someone, making fun of someone's child, which I completely disagree with, making fun of someone's mental illness, which I completely disagree with. There's so much about what she goes through that I really do feel for her. And again, I stand on everything I said in that video, but this ain't it, sis. This is not it. This is not okay. Getting upset with me and coming at me like I done something, when I truly, genuinely was just trying to say, like, she really does go through it, y'all. And it is on a serious level. And have a larger conversation about it. I don't know if that was the issue too, is the fact that I didn't just solely stick to her in the conversation, because she's not the only one who goes through it. I know I mentioned Nicole. Nicole was in the chat. There was several others, we all go through it. There's so many of us that go through it. And I know that she only sees her pain and her struggles. I know that. It's hard to put yourself in someone else's position. And I couldn't imagine getting it on the scale that she does, because she did. She sent a lot of stuff. Okay. But And I really do feel for her. But again, like I said in my video, I think the reason is because she does give so much attention to it. And that is just my opinion. I know it's difficult to ignore. And she says here, like she says here, you know, if you say something nasty or hateful to her, she's going to respond. The problem is I think because she receives those horrible comments, she perceives almost all comments that are critical in any way, even when it is warranted criticism, like this right here, where people are asking legitimate questions and things like that. She takes that as hate, and they're two very different things. And I believe that is where the disconnect here is, because I don't know if she sees them as different things. I think it's all kind of in the same group with her. And as much as I feel for her, and as much as I hate anybody's mental health deteriorating, especially because of social media. And I know that this is her livelihood. And what I will say is she is hard working, y'all. Like, she puts out, it's very inspirational. I hope one day I can post content like that. I really do. I think she is very good at what she does. She's very entertaining. She does have a very lively personality. And I don't think she's a bad person. Again, I don't. I just think that she goes through a lot and she perceives things incorrectly, like my video. I I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. But I do wish her well. I do. I'm sorry if I added to your pain and suffering in any way. That was not my intention. I'm sorry for that. But I was honest, and I feel like I was fair and I was supportive. And if you see it differently, I do apologize, but I just don't know what I can really do to change it. You know, that's just how I feel. Let me see if you guys have any questions real quick. Let me go back up here. Oh, thank you, Curls. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you so, so much. Just want to be clear, KJ has never claimed to be an alcoholic. Good point, Bliss Chris. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Let's see. My rant is done. Okay, Josh. All because somebody's defaming her does not mean they have hacked into her anything. Personally, I don't think Katie Joy got enough common sense to know how to do that. See, and this is the thing, is she's going to see all this and be like, oh, she's allowing all this stuff. These are people's opinions. That's what YouTube is, a place for people to share. I mean, it's more than that, absolutely. But for a commentary channel, this is like people's opinions, their input. When you talk about things, they're going to share how they feel. They're going to give their perspectives, their criticisms, their everything. And I don't know, maybe that was a conversation she and I should have had before, because I don't know what was expected of me, but obviously I did not hold up to her expectations. And that's an issue, putting expectations onto people. I was trying to be supportive of her. I didn't know that there was expectations behind it. I didn't know that there was anything behind any intent whatsoever, but now I do. Now I see. And it's okay. It's a lesson learned on my end. I think many people in the comment section were just trying to say, I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I've had a very bad experience with her. This is how I feel, you know, and they're allowed that. They're allowed that on my channel anyways. And I guess that was a conversation she and I should have had, because obviously that isn't allowed over there, and that is okay. That is her channel, you know. She can run it however she pleases, just like I run mine however I please. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to come on here. I'd seen she had dropped this video. I wanted to clarify this, just say my final things on it. Again, I won't be saying anything else. This will not be a back and forth. I don't know what the intent was behind any of this, but I can see it was more than what I thought it was. It is definitely a lesson learned on my end. Again, I stand on everything I said in my video. And that's all I can really say, you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your week. If you do have any questions for me, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will respond. I don't, again, please be respectful. Don't send hate to anybody. That is not the intention of this video or any of my videos. You guys know I always say that. I don't want no hate for Backwoods Barbi or for anybody. I do not want that whatsoever. But I do appreciate y'all so much, to the moon and stars. And until my next one, bye, y'all.